Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is the business edition, or what we call the corporatocracy edition. And before we dive on in, I want to let you know I have a new science fiction book that will be coming out in the next couple months here. We're targeting about May sometime for the release. Maybe a little bit earlier, maybe a little bit later, but we're targeting about May. The book is called Synaptergy, and it is a science fiction novel exploring technology, society, and ethics. Mark woke up in a hospital room, unable to remember why he was there, but this is overshadowed by his being paralyzed. Using his robotics education connections, he builds his once functional body, but in the process, the team soon discovers a cost for restorative technology. What could the price be to restore bodily functions? Mark needs to determine if he will pay that price. You can head on over to SynaptergyL.com or tlm.li/s. You can sign up on that orange button there. We'll get you onto the newsletter list, and I will let people know the status of the book, when it's coming out. I'll let everybody know when the beta reads are over, when we're out to the editors, and when the ebooks, when the print books, when the audiobooks will be released. And there will be some coupon codes and some pre-order discounts leading up to about a month before the final release. So with that, let's go ahead and jump on over to the business news. We start with two articles from Ars Technica looking at some details of some Tesla crashes. I was just shaking. New documents reveal the details of a fatal Tesla crash. So in this case here, autopilot did not see the semi that was turning across the lane, and the autopilot decided that this Tesla would like to be a convertible. And in the process, they made the person, unfortunately, a convertible as well, which is not good. So what ended up happening is the truck driver was making a left-hand turn, which I didn't see in the report if that was deemed illegal or not, but he said it's the same type of time and distance he would always do for this. And in this case, the Tesla actually seemed to accelerate as the truck was moving into the lane to make the left-hand turn. So before you jump to any conclusions about, you say, oh, the trucker was definitely at fault, read the article before you say that, because there's a lot of back and forth about this. And basically what happens here is the Tesla started to accelerate because the autopilot was on, and the autopilot detected that there was no driver interaction for, I think, up to like 15 seconds before the accident. So in other words, the driver's sitting here playing some game or something, maybe, whatever, not really paying attention to the road because autopilot's on. And this is why I completely agree with that senator. The name needs to be changed. It is not an autopilot. It does not drive the car for you. And Tesla needs to be doing a whole lot more to make sure people are using this appropriately. Because there's another one, if you guys remember this Tesla crash here, where the Tesla accelerated into the median strip. This one here, the guy legitimately was playing a video game on his car and routinely played a video game in his car on his cell phone every day on to work while autopilot was on. Now, this actually, the blame, according to the Transportation Authority, actually all three entities have the blame equally. The guy is obviously at fault because he's a moron playing a video game when he should be driving down the road, paying attention with his hands on the wheel and steering. And this is why I want Teslas off the road, people. I don't want some fool playing a video game because he's got autopilot on crashing into me because he's like, and then we're all dead because he thinks the car is going to drive. Now, Tesla's at fault here because there were several times that this car veered into that median. Literally, this guy reported several times the car would steer and accelerate towards the barrier. He had to fix it several times. He actually allegedly, although Tesla says they don't have a report of it, he allegedly reported it to Tesla. But the state is also liable for the crash because there was another crash in that location just a couple weeks before, and the state had failed to replace the barrier. The barrier is designed to prevent a car from impacting on a lethal velocity. The barrier was not replaced, and so the Transportation Authority actually placed the blame at all three people in this case. So, yeah. Oh man, bad week for Tesla. But Anyway. This is a neat little article from Krebs on security, and anyone running Google ads. This is a new attempt to extort people into giving more money in order to basically prevent you from being able to use your AdSense account. So you get an email, and the email basically says, that that's not the email. Oh yeah, no, this is the email. Okay. So very soon, the warning notice from above will appear in your dashboard or your AdSense account. This will happen due to the fact that we are about to flood your site with a huge amount of direct bot-generated traffic with 100% bounce ratio and thousands of IPs in rotation, a nightmare for every AdSense publisher. Basically, we're going to spam over your system. If you don't want us to do this, pay us $5,000 in Bitcoins to this particular address. Payment must be sent in 72 hours, otherwise they're going to bombard your thing. Now, Google responded to this and said, no, we actually can spot this type of behavior. You don't have to worry about it. But it is definitely a new way of attempting to spam people, basically extort people into paying Bitcoins. Like, oh, I don't want to lose my ad revenue because of this. Google actually said it's not a big deal. They have systems to detect this type of attack, and they said they're generally immune to it. So definitely don't worry about this if you are running Google ads anywhere. But it's definitely an interesting email to keep track of because there's a whole lot of people doing a lot of interesting little things if in the event that there's with YouTube, with Google, all these different services. There are a ton of these guys. Now, YouTube finally gave us a little pop-up. In fact, this is funny because it says here, let's see, is this it here? No, okay. I didn't see the notice on my YouTube panel here, but I just showed up literally at the beginning of this week that verify all emails. All emails from us will come from at YouTube or at Google. It's like, the problem is, YouTube, is that all of these scammers that have been emailing me, they've spoofed the address to look like it's coming from YouTube and Google.com. You examine the message and you realize it's not, but, this is the type of thing that happens. So be wary of anything and understand most of the case. Unless you've used, what's that site we talked about the other day, Ashley Madison, unless you've used that, these are probably just going to be extortion scams. Just ignore them. If you use that one, good luck to you. Just confess to your wife now. It'll be a whole lot easier coming from you than coming from the spammer. Oh boy. A couple articles here from TechSpot. This is a grand one. This is Google swinging back. We got Microsoft and Google swinging in. So Google is now warning edge users of security risks. Suggests switching browsers. Isn't this exciting? Why do I have two? I have another article there. I'm not sure why I have another article there. Let me double check this. Anyway, oh, I put an article in the wrong spot. Anyway, so Google is warning edge users of security risks. So this is, of course, related to the new Edge browser, which is based on Chromium. That's like, hey, we can install your Chrome ads. But when you actually land on the Chrome store, it says Google recommends switching to Chrome to use secure extensions securely. We all saw how secure the Chrome extensions are if you watch the privacy edition of the news. But regardless, so now Microsoft for a long time has been, if you're trying to download Google Chrome, they're like, Edge was like, hey, you sure you want to do this? I mean, Edge is way better. Now, of course, shoes on the other foot now, isn't it? Because now Microsoft's got in, we got our new Edge, get on over to the Chrome browser store, and Google's like, yeah, buddy, you want to have a secure thing? You got to use Chrome. Oh, this is just beautiful. I love this. This is just this back and forth such that it's glorious. It's so glorious. How many times Microsoft has been saying, don't use this browser, use ours, use Edge, it's so much better. Now we have our Edge, it's based on Chrome, it's for you. You can use all your Chrome extensions, all this kind of stuff. Google's like, yeah, y'all might now have the browser from your operating system. But folks, we got the traffic. Eat your heart out, Microsoft. So anyway, that's what they're up to. So let me know what you think about that. in the comments down below. Also, you can follow along. The article list will be down there, and some supporter links will be down there as well. Feel free to check those out on the way, and we will catch you next time.